I am here. I just talked to Jesse Waltman of BP Earthwatch. So, like I told you in my last live stream while I was out on a walk, I was going to talk to him and get back with you because I'm not an expert on these things. And he reminded me that he's not an expert either, but he knows a heck of a lot more than I do. And I know you could go online and you could, call up the geological services and all that and find out the details on this that might interest you. But I thought I'd go ahead and just give you a quick rundown to try to lower the stress level. As I said, I'm not certain what's going on here. I am, especially after talking with Jesse, I am absolutely convinced that this has nothing to do with any elite activity with dues weapons or anything like that. This is a natural thing that's happening because we are at a solar minimum, and I'm going to get into it. Let me show you the map here first. And so I'm more concerned with doing this than anything else because I think it'll help you. Now we've got the chat on, so hopefully you can still see it with the chat interference. Uh, this is the Atlantic Ocean, okay? Obviously, the United States over here, Africa here. Here's Spain, and the Canary Islands are right here, okay? Can you see that? Right there is where the Canary Islands are. It's right off the coast of West Sahara and Morocco, okay? But it belongs to Spain. Now, right, if you look at this, it's kind of hard to tell, but there's several islands in this area. LaPalma, where all of the volcanic activity is going on, is right here. Okay, and in the way is Santa Cruz, okay, which is right there. And then you've got several other islands out here, but the big thing that's of importance for our conversation is the Mid Atlantic Ridge, which comes down through here, okay? You can see the distance here. It's about 3,300 miles across this area here. And the possibility, to just sum it up really quick, the possibility of even if this entire island sunk into the sea, the chances of a tidal wave, according to Jesse, is very, very small, actually negligible. It probably would never happen because the other islands here would soak it up. Mid Atlantic Ridge would interfere with it, and it would probably never make it to the east coast of the United States. That's the point that he's making, okay, in general terms. Also, he pointed out that the volcanic activity is primarily in the south part of the island. So, if something slipped into the ocean, it would actually not head a tidal wave type towards the United States. And I'm trying to, I'm kind of like a weatherman here, but I wanted you to get a picture of this thing because a lot of people aren't looking at the maps to see what could really happen here. So now that I've given you the basic ideas so that I can reduce your stress level a little bit, I would not want to be living on the Canary Islands right now. I wouldn't want to be on the west coast of Africa right now, or maybe not even in the Cabo Verde or the Azores. But as far as our East Coast, probably not a problem at all if we noticed it at all, even if the whole island sunk into the sea. It's just not big enough. Now, what is causing all this volcanic activity? If you know about the Ring of Fire is on the west here. It goes down, right? And it goes across the Pacific over there, and it comes back. And this is off the map, but it includes Japan and Indonesia and all of that. All of these volcanoes are active right now. And if you want to go on to, I think there are about 27 of them. They're in the red, which is a notch above. Means that they're actively erupting. About 27 of them around the world, something like that. But to get the details, go to Jesse's channel. It's bpearthwatch.com. Now, you can also go to the YouTube channel, but he has all the information on bpearthwatch.com. So, in our conversation, first of all, he says, Roy, even if the entire island went down, it's a volcanic island. Almost all islands in this area, if not probably around the world, are created by volcanic activity, so it's very normal. But even with that, it's been going on for thousands and thousands of years. Hi, Liza Jean. Hi, Mrs. Cat. So this is natural activity, and again, the possibility of it causing us any difficulty as far as tidal waves is like infinitesimally small. Uh, right now, we're going through a solar minimum. So the solar minimum causes the Earth's shields to react weakly. So the Earth during a solar minimum, the Earth's shields actually get weaker, and so the sun can actually have more solar energy being delivered into the interior of the Earth. How that works, I don't really know. I'm not a volcanologist, and Jesse admits he isn't either. But again, he has more information on this than I do. The point is that we're not seeing all this volcanic activity because the New World Order is firing up the volcanoes. It's happening because of the solar minimum. Our shields are down, and we're being exposed to a lot of cosmic space weather. Okay, that's the reason for it at this point in time. Now, they've been talking about La Palma for a long time about its possible problems, but it's not something that they haven't known about. It's not like it's being a big surprise. I don't want to really disparage anybody that's talking about this right now, because certainly, if all of a sudden there was a huge earthquake like what sunk Atlantis out here somewhere, if something like that happened, if this triggered some type of event like that, we might have something to worry about. And of course, everybody knows about Yellowstone National Park, right? That's basically a large caldera up there, probably larger than Krakatoa, which is over in that side, or I don't have the whole map on here. Krakatoa is in Indonesia. Uh, but we're not looking at that kind of an event, at least not at this point with La Palma. Again, I wouldn't want to be living on the island. I wouldn't want to be in the Azores. I wouldn't want to be on the west coast of Africa necessarily. A lot of earthquake activity and things going on. But even if that entire island on that side where the crack is fell off into the ocean, it's not really going to cause a tidal wave, according to Jesse, because of all the other islands that are in the way, the mid Atlantic ridge, and then the distance that it would have to travel. Now, tsunamis do gather strength, of course. You don't even, out in the middle of the ocean, you don't even notice that it's a tsunami. You don't see that until you start getting near the shoreline. But even there, like he said, most of the energy, even if it did occur, would be absorbed by these other islands that are in the area because of where the crack is and where the volcanic activity is. So I don't know if Jesse's on here now. I told him I was coming on to explain this to everybody, and I'm not certain if he's here. But if you are, Jesse, if you'd like to add anything in the chat, if you're here, feel free to do so. I think basically that's what I wanted to say. I don't want to make it complicated. Um, yeah, a lot of volcanic activity all around the world, but this is all, as I said earlier today, and I said in a tweet, I think, on Twitter, that this is solar driven. Yes, it is solar driven. Duncan Bates, yes, it is solar driven, according to Jesse. Now, if you're an expert, if you're a volcanologist, you might be able to say some other things, but it's definitely solar and space weather driven at this point. Um, the pressure on our shields is low, and so it can get what energy is there can get through. Okay, CERN's not having anything to do with it either at this point. Apparently, yeah, CERN dumps have nothing to do with it, not according to Jesse, and not according to the way I look at this either. I'm not a volcanologist, of course, but I've been around for a while, and I was not too far away from Mount St. Helens when it went off. So these things are at least I'm familiar with them, and I just don't think there's the energy in La Palma to do what everybody's worried about as far as the tidal wave on the East Coast. Okay, I just don't see it. There might be experts out there, like I said a few minutes ago, that if there was some really major volcanic, um, massive eruption with a lot of massive damage, maybe at that point. But this mid Atlantic ridge has a lot to do with slowing things down. Like I said, the Azores, the other islands in the Canary, Madeira Islands, all of this, Bermuda. I mean, there's just so much between us and them. It's probably not going to be an issue. Okay. Still pray for the people that are out there in the Canaries. This is a very, very, I mean, you look at the pictures and it's horrifying, really, as far as I'm concerned, that people would have to even be anywhere near this. It just looks horrendous. Let's see if BP's on it. Colonel Potter's Twitter. Okay, yes. Yeah, thank you for putting that up, Ms. Cat. I appreciate it. That's really all I have for you. I just wanted to give you a real quick picture of what you're probably looking at here. Let me bring the camera a little closer. This is going to be a little difficult for me to do, but let me see if I can, okay? All right. So you can see this up real close. So here are the Canaries right here, okay? Do you see that? The Canary Islands right there, and there's La Palma right there. It's on the south side, and it's got all these other islands in the way between us. And then if this whole thing turned into a caldera, um, you know, that could be a problem maybe. But you've still got all of this buffer zone and the Mid Atlantic Ridge and all that going on to keep it from actually reaching our shores. Okay, chances are that if there was a real problem, it would probably head southwest. I would guess something like that. Okay, all right. I think that's enough. I don't want to bore everybody. What I wanted to do is just clarify what I said today. That I was going to ask somebody else, BP Earthwatch, Jesse, to help me to understand a little bit more of this, and then I'd get back with you. Uh, I'm not saying that the people that are talking about this are alarmists or looking for clickbait or anything like that. It is a problem, but I just don't think that it's a problem. Do I follow Dutch Sense? I know of Dutch Sense, but and I have watched a lot of his things, but not on this right now. I went right to Jesse on it because I figured, as he's actually done some videos on it. And like I said, go to bpearthwatch.com, and he's done some discussions there on that as well. And he's much better versed on it than I am. So I just want what my real purpose here is to take away a little of the stress. We've got other things to worry about right now. This is a distraction as far as I'm concerned, and Jesse said that as well. Not that it isn't important, but that they're trying to take down our country, ladies and gentlemen. And anything that comes up that takes our attention away from what they're trying to do to us and our children uh, is probably a distraction. And we probably need to, take note of it, but don't let it consume your thoughts. We really need to be concerned about the attack that is being made upon us by the powers that be. Okay? That's what's really important. All right, looks like Jesse's not going to get on here, but please go to bpearthwatch.com if you have any other questions. You might want to go to Dutch Sense and see what he says, and of course, you can go to the geological survey, geological, survey offices. They can tell you that as well. Let's see. Um, yeah, okay. Yeah, Jesse can't get on right now, so we'll just go ahead and go. Everybody, take it easy. This is a minor thing in the big picture. Okay, there are bigger things going on that we need to concern ourselves with, holding our governments responsible because they're not. They're trying to put us all down, literally. Okay, so that's what we need to concentrate on. All right. Okay, you all take care. I hope that relieves you of some of your anxieties. Okay. All right, out here.